Welcome back. Well, in this segment, we hope to cover some of the topics that we will be discussing in the future and how we plan on doing that. And obviously, today, Mercedes, we've covered a lot.
We've covered just a few things. So I have one final question for you. Now that people know your heart behind the show, how do you plan to tackle health and wellness topics in future episodes?
Well, I want to get helpful information to our viewers. Whether it is a new medical treatment,
Mm-hmm.
uh, drug, a new surgery, uh, anything new and exciting out there, something that really works, I want to be able to share that. Or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a holistic approach, maybe
Yeah.
it's naturopaths, or maybe it's osteopaths, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And maybe it's a supplement or a vitamin, something like that. Or whether it's a great counselor that really helps people be able to deal with mental health issues,
Mm-hmm.
or nutrition. I mean, we could all eat better, right? And learn
Always.
ways of how we can get the best out of our nutrition, or lifestyle changes and exercise. Come on, we all need to exercise. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing. The second thing, I really want to hear people's stories. I mean, we all go through things and everybody's story is different. And I want to hear the success stories and the challenging stories.
Mm-hmm.
Did the medical system work for you? Did it not work for you? Did you end up using a different approach? Was it through a holistic approach, or was it a counselor that you went to that had a technique that really helped you get over the hump of the mental illness that you were dealing with? I want to find those nuggets that we will be able to share with people that will be exciting for them, and hear their stories of how they were able to get through it. Thirdly, I think it's important that we know what our government is doing with healthcare and what we as concerned citizens can do in order to voice our input or our concerns, and how we can make a difference in that, because obviously we all want good healthcare.
Yeah.
We all want it to work.
Being our own advocates.
Right. Well, that's the last thing. You hit the nail on the head. I really want to remind people as often as possible that we need to be our own advocates, because sometimes, even in the best of cases, no matter how wonderful your doctors are or counselors are, you know, you still know yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
And things fall between
You,
the cracks
yep.
sometimes, no matter what. So if you just trust the system, then you may find out, wait a minute, this drug isn't working for me and I'm having side effects, but I'm afraid to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait a minute, I really need this to happen a lot sooner, but I don't want to make that extra call to the
Yeah.
doctor, right? Or I don't know, I've never tried a naturopath before. What are they really like? I
Mm-hmm.
want to explore that. I want people to understand that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the hours where I spend researching.
Honorary degree.
Right, honorary degree, researching, trying to figure out what is wrong with me, why am
Mm-hmm.
I feeling this way,
Yeah.
and I was one of those people. My doctor was always say, I fell into the 1 to 5% category when they'd say, well, this generally
What?
works for people,
That'd
but
be
there's
you.
the 1 to 5% of people that blah blah blah, and I
Yep.
was like, wow, I'm
You're
that
like,
person.
that's me.
I'm that person. And so what do you do with that person? I'm not
Mhm.
the only one like that.
No.
So then you need to be able to dig into research. And now
Hmm.
that we have the internet, obviously we're back in
Knowledge is so much
back in
more
when I was in my
available.
20s, I didn't have that. I was going
Mhm.
to the library. I was asking people, like, where do I go for
Mhm.
help? So I'm really, really wanting people to understand they have to be their own advocate. And
Mhm.
with that, I want to say thank you for coming here today and talking about your mother's life and the reason why I want to do this show and the reason why I want to help people. Thanks for
Well, it's
joining me.
my honor and my pleasure. Thank you for having me interview you.
All right, that's it for today. Hopefully, today's show has given you a sense of what we desire to achieve on a healthy dose. And you'll come back to see what health and wellness topics we'll try to tackle. And with that, I leave you with these thoughts. Remember, we are not meant to live isolated, lonely lives. Socialization and community are crucial for establishing and maintaining a healthy life balance. When conventional medicine has emptied their toolbox, don't give up. Learn to pivot and research somewhere else. Don't let life just happen to you. Remember, learn to be intentional about your choices and how they will affect you on all levels: mind, body, and soul. I'm Julie Stautland. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time on A Healthy Dose.